People and Nigerians across the world, greetings to you all. Oh yes, my people, greetings to you all. My name is Comrade Lamte Oriak, and this is a Comrade Show. No pass, no stroke, pass this one. Particularly if you are from Edo State. I'm just going to talk about some things, bordering around the Edo 2024 governorship election that is coming up. And of course, some other serious matters arising. But let me quickly establish. And I'm going to try to look at this matter too from some very historical, perspective. I am an Edo State indigene. I'm from Benin City, like very many of us. And of course, we know that Edo State is, it's a state that is highly multi-ethnic. But a lot of things have been happening in and around the political environment that are not encouraging. In the course of this broadcast, pardon me if you are not from Edo State and you don't understand Benin. I may speak Benin in the course of this program. And if I'm unable to interpret, please just pardon me. I am honestly very displeased because of a lot of what is happening. Earlier today, very early hours of today, a friend of mine from the western part of Nigeria called me and he asked me, said, what is wrong with your people on social media? And of course, I knew exactly, what he was referring to. And of course, we talked a bit, but that one apart. I just refer to that. But I felt quite displeased. Not with my friend, because a lot of people get the same, perception. And of course, a lot of things are happening around. Some things get connection with the Edo State 2024 election and every other thing. But I just want to establish, particularly to the Benins, most especially. If we don't know, make we know. Okay? Benin Kingdom is a huge kingdom, highly recognized globally. But if we say make we look at us, how we be as a people, our numbers, we will see and say, I know they refer to other people, I want to refer to the Benin speaking people. Edo State is probably about 5 to 6 million population. The Benin speaking people of Edo State, they quite few. We probably the average around maybe 3 million. I stand to be corrected. And somehow, these 3 million people, okay, when they speak Benin, the Benin speaking people, we just did around 7 local governments of Edo South. Of course, we get a lot of people when they are abroad. We know if you really count the numbers until the proper, census take place to get those numbers together. Now, the one I'm referring to is that if you cross on from Oredo to Igor, to Ipobaoka, to Oriomo, to Ovia North, Ovia Southwest, everywhere all around the kingdom, somehow it gets connection. When we say connect all of us, okay, to be one people, more or less. We not they far apart at all. I remember when my father they alive, we didn't much young at that time. When some people would greet my father, with certain family greetings, they never knew my father before. My father go almost just fit tell the family where they come from. You go even mention somebody inside that family when the person will recognize, maybe say like father or a grandfather or somebody like that, which suggested to me at the time when I was young, say somehow he get how we the Benin State they related. All of us. We're not too many. And when you look at Edo State today, you look at Benin City, you look at the resources we don't enter the city and how we don't manage them. You understand what I'm saying now? You go fit tell yourself the truth, say the state not there where it's supposed to. If you are honest with yourself. Okay? But who managed the state rich like this? Have we really managed our state with love? If you talk about politics, if you go beyond politics, what have we done with ourselves? We don't support ourselves really, really well with love, understanding saying that we are one people, and it not get where we carry this life they go. I think that the narrative out there, not they can manage do, most especially, it is very sad, and it is, without due respect, very retrogressive. If you need to address it now, you know, while I will, if you are there, help share this broadcast. You understand? Because we need to remind ourselves who we are. We have a very rich history. We are a people that God particularly destined for greatness. But somehow, in a way that where we have not been able to harness, you know, those uniqueness, no what they peculiar to him man, Nimaya Tendo Musayo. Without due respect, I'm not trying to sound immodest. I've been privileged. I've transversed a lot of places, particularly, you know, you know, without sounding modest, I hold multiple nationalities there. I'm a British citizen. I'm a Spanish citizen. I'm a Nigerian citizen. I've lived in these countries. We're having elections now in the UK on July the 4th. I think my voter's card just came in yesterday. And the conversation right now about the people in Rebel now is how to enthrone a government, no dole UKE Sayo. That's the conversation. That's what everyone's talking about. Nobody's looking at, nobody has any personal interest. Interest already here, the discussion is around dole UKE here, more or less. Irrespective of whatever, you know, affiliation, anybody may, what comes first on our United Kingdom. And that's the discussion everywhere you go. Don't look at voting now, you know, and every other thing. And it's expected based on calculator where it's very likely where the ruling government is going to be booted out. Even if man is supporting the ruling government, they are ready to put the ruling government out. Just because they want something else. They want a different direction. They want to fix their healthcare system. They want to fix, you know, everything. They want to fix their military. They want to fix their school. Everything. So the discussion is issue-based. I'm not going to pull anybody down. The people are strongly united behind the ideology where nothing we move, nothing UK move. In a flip to the other side, you know, it's exactly the kind of conversation the whole made about, you know, Edo State, particularly Manivi Edo. But that's not the debate. Mabaka Abo pull Egbima down. It's not peculiar to because we hold their election. I've experienced my people Edo all across everywhere. The story, no social media more or less, or not everywhere more or less, it's not even different from the real stories from amongst us. So I have sat down. In total, like about feel said, we need not be right. Now, where we as a people we are able to treat ourselves with love, treat ourselves with a lot of respect, treat ourselves based on issues, and looking at the bigger picture. Naya Dole Doji. I believe strongly where in the last 50 years as a people, I'm not blaming just this generation. The historically as a people where yes, every man, even if Nigeria they porous, all of that states here they porous, but we want to be a big example to this nation. In a certain way. Even like we money, maybe in the last 50 years, they had the Anadoka, where Anagate using only judiciously for the state. There is no way the story will not be different. I mean, if you are old enough and you are about 50 years old or you are 40 years old, as the case may be, or 45 and every other thing, take your mind back. On any time moment, you take your mind back to where maybe the last 30, 35 years you were a day. Maybe 30 years ago. And look at a those statement on you right now. And ask yourself where is this really where I don't think it is. I honestly believe where a level developmentally, with all honesty. You know, I have often said, and a matter of time, I have often said when I were a government or do state of Nigeria, okay, I'm not impacted by their policies directly in any way. I'm not. I'm just you understand me? I'm just okay where I am. You might not understand me. If you don't go and obey government. I am British citizen, I'm Spanish citizen, I'm a Nigerian. But I do where, you know, a woman ahuna meroyi. You understand me? I'm originally from Nigeria. From Edo State, from Benin City. Agege we o kakabori yone kakabo. Negoni making a masayo that we can be proud of. Osabwa ona ya agmonota ya wima. Many of us we want to come back home. For me, to every Edo man, particularly Abununo Zedo, the first thing again no women where no is Zedo ne I want tell me how I in the first place or tell me nothing. Can you imagine na me be? Understand even but what do really everywhere we go, okabo by modin sayo that we don't know ourselves. You have to help my man. You have to help my man. Again in Spain, there's this association out here, Nigerian National Association of Nigerians in Spain. In a those so year, or presidential association. It was the first time in the history of the association no we do ya so you boni. You understand me? In a lele ivigbo or mawovigbo by or bason yo. Wita mi why no ba no sono. Ovigbo ni kiba another Igbo person of a member that say ma lewegbe. Ma ku hie. Ori sege na heya we me leshoni. Nana do mie we me contest to Igbo. If Igbo yana unite kugbe against me no vie do. Na kana e mani me no ivia do ni vie me mo understand the na ne he na de divided. E so na we support him wa. E Igbo na ya me support me. Igbo na ya support. You not created disparity between us. We are from one country. Understand me? You know, but meanwhile, if you unite, what you living me? Again, they came together against me. Meanwhile, if you are not divided. Understand me? Thank God, I didn't mind soon living living here with me. Look, Eddie okay now with me. You know, do team meetings when I said you were in Yana. And so there was so much argument. But God so can you now win election in the I went ahead to become the president of the whole of Nigerians in Spain. Understand me? Now, you know, you may tell me where everywhere we are, or you know me where we sort of lose a consciousness in our heke, ni magane as a people. Because that magilene ahwe woman, ne gbima. Ahwe woman ni will lead us to see where o heke na dole do yisayo. irrespective of honorary muye governor, honorary like governor. Àwọn wọ́n ní ga ro to ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀. Ọmọ na asun ayupo. Osun ayupo no do dole wo yi, no do go ba dole do yi. Osun ayupo na do miewe atomu no say ogelere otedo. This is the truth. Anybody know you got your banner at any level. No man make an adequate contribution. Whether as a local government chairman, as a councillor, now them here will maybe ogberu, or money do and every other thing. Or one man understand the raw. Itane do fi we na goba dele doyi. Itani does not. It might can itani kere, but it from the basis of now, while it is not, it is not very holistically true where the practice of that they do, but I see the practice of that in other countries I visited. I see that practice in UK. I will hear having issues, but I will hear the power of influence of government in the life of the people. So again, I do have a personal agro. Who then maybe I can have a lesson or you might have some you know, a man no the electorate no look at the critical issues dispassionately. I do have my carbon they divided. You know, we have always been divided. At the end of the day, even my divided banner. Honestly, if no kinati yaten, e domu sayo e no. Ou avec ba, ou be do ya la, ade e mweso, no ye ni ma de ka bolu enwa, ni ati e cultists or ni ati different kind of groups. Ni wa ye you know, ou we wo degwa le bini ayak bovi huyan. And when so Emania only have been yet do. If you know what be no. I have looked at the past 50 years that day and the history now before the 50 years he had day to say now. And I have not looked at the next 50 years of Edo State. And I've asked myself, because I want to carbon neck but in that neighborhood where will Edo State be in the next 50 years? To be honest to you, my people, if the last 30 years, between the last 30 years and now, has not made much difference, I am unable to see what the next 30 years or 50 years is going to do. And all of this, they all stem from the lack of basic understanding. The kind of unity no keke even if we have personal issues that are resolvable, or I say no they can do state in there, there's a level of unity and consensus no keke about our state. Because our manu if I don't have the money me, if I don't have the money more that we are raising. And do we omoneo you erio mo. And omoneo e negbe ba of the baku. Ike la jado tun agwa wakota now. I'm just speaking generally. Iwe no bune. Iwe no bune. Emila we you know, in Tuchere, it was a louder. Oh, but if venier via yeko, newomaho, or se newodo. That's the way I feel right now about Edo State. That's the way I feel right now about Edo State. And I honestly think that we as a people, particularly manage the ordinary people now. Okay, the matter was very strong cooperation. Oh, there will. Apart from where we are just from one place. Ana do gelele, ana do lele historically. Why have we found out where egbokba maya wa ni hotel doni. Mama rene gbegbe. all of us. And I would like do a zie or near or a dadore. We are so related. But because we're the population that will increase, maybe although we do say maybe 2 million, 3 million, we so a gear trace. And I do ariagbewa, maheki. Utele ibeki 50, 100. Aso we dadorene. Ebinisi na wagwan kani koedo yamwe ego yamu ikpoba ọha ebinisi tini wala. Ema yani reva uagolote dadore apart from the money waka we wa care adesogbere. You understand me? Anda agolote dadore esoro ni ko via notice re. Niki yekore onwore. Niki dade eke hiare. I was talking to somebody, one elderly man, no kugbo gyobore. My na agua. So, in fact, I learned a lot from that old man. But the old man made me understand where Ugbo Gyobo, Ozogwo, Aiwababekun, Igwosula, all of those, about 9 villages very only. The same family here. Here by the Ozogwo, because Ozogwo is far inside. So now again ya bue ukbeko so na ya woke ya biye ya sike ukbo so na baya na abe mi ati ya na aboko gbo ye egbe money wa sun mi ati ere bi na aba ho babekun yi ave mi ati ere ugbo gyobo abi gosula they just want to be closer to one thing or the other or here move we here move from Ozogwo. So they still consider themselves idiot Zogwo, more or less. Now, a generation that may not have this history. Now, another mean where or not cause Zogwo or do I move no kawa babeku nyaga, no kigosula do I move your Zogwo nyaga. At the end of the day, who are trace the heritage of Hiana Yeki, you find out women, they are from the same parents. Etenya wahin. Irima yive doni ana wona gelu de awe ezi ohuni ori dadore wo isi ma hiana na enwa ori where the bigger picture, because I try to look at the bigger picture. E UK ni yena nibe toka but because I didn't hear say said yazire e UK ni yena we feel well like e won me wa yena gon. The very day I arrived this place. In our here Demi African shop. African shop about one was kene. I must say big here in very close to me. But Ovie onya where imau sunu yo with Nigeria. You understand me nanya. In a nowhere Ovie do run on African shop even now. Here na giokba mame oni na be ahrekere na risayo ina ka mohammed na we gima ri oni owo bi edoni ni ma ya de ni ba edo we ewo ma ha una me royi because first and foremost owo bi edoni o mame na la bi edoni ba na me gbi mu mame ni ke ina contribute to his mame e pride no ni me wo vie wo me man ina ya go vie doni de ni ore se o na adegi e maria ne ido gwe ovie wo no bi na jano bi sikene ido go ni de run da we eki ya ni la abi e mani vie do iriya de we iya me e cooperation se man mana no why be do na again ni na re was we say when you here bu na zere na e bu na ni me na ne ni ke e west re we una me pastor no pastor we bu ya e church o ni ya you church o be do e church o be bu ya ni ya yo but if you do ya ko ari church Igbo ibi egun ibi Yoruba ibi no pa Ovia do the church, but not pastor the church in If you do in a zao guy, in a guedo, in a go, do, but a mave do. I saw it in Spain. It didn't mean the UK one. At the end of the day, when you can swear, now we are Rimania, we 3 million population. But yet we are the people no more ready to support each other. The Maya grow. I want you to go kani ina ya go deni. Mana do I say. O ikbe, if you know do ikbe can be. In fact, you know, okay, amen. Me our boycott environment in ye. Understand me now. But if I don't come in, I demi. If no, you can be no, they can be. I understand me now. Me ma tasowa, me ma be ya own, maybe do ya, maybe discourage or him or whatever. You know, but I will see my wife. I didn't buy a good demi. Man, understand me now. That's me. That's the way I'm wired. The truth matter is that where ya ni lega maria where if you Pakistan in rebel now, if you a Bangladesh in rebel now, or ni ya mahe the UK now, if India, you will be surprised. Runda iya obi mi pa ware iya ware ya mu ewo iya ba support won omudiane. Here wa progress. A mother is starting break into their community. Here wa, I mean, you know, there's one me a Pakistani man no say ne. Ona mume with us one time. They my asking so man this. I later found out where Ebona ni me the man in over 100 houses for Ebona now. You know how. Oma told him man, but I have any home concerning them. A back believe yoni everywhere all over Canada do not gather. Ma bou Europe, Italy, Spain, Germany, ma boom. But I cook beni, we don't have it. Why? Why? Or said my hair go mago. Ave money wa mwe kambre wa mwe dagbe anya negbe wa do we ma ya na. If you do my yakin. I think where my setting argument is very important. But let us argue based on issues. He has support of Norway governor, Norway councillor. Understand? He convinced one man also to level even any personal interest. Even when I was going to election here, a particular candidate, a supporter, they've come to me. I'm winning that down, then I enticing, man. I'm not interested. If I'm that down, I enticing me now. In fact, I just laughed it off. I mean, I have a okay, you know, it might interest. But everybody cannot be like that. I understand that. But there's something all of us can be. And that is reasonable and support for us manivieto. I will not imagine. Oviedo, no Kaweze, no Kaludene, all information, all hide information from other Oviedo, the Weibo. All hide there. I don't know why that is like that. Look at the Edo State. When Edo State was selling, mother standing in Nania. Our damn him, if he had the time, I'm understanding, man. Udoge, who say that devil here, if I hear one or two persons no wow hunta, no gilly why he be ladian. Our me or mana, you know, or you know me where or man is the leader of the people. Politician could be a business person, but or money wow hunta, never hear you know, never hear support one way or the other. Look at the whole of Edo State. Particularly Manu no Zedo. The one in where this one person is like now what a leader. I'm not talking about the government or like, you know, you know, all guy at some point. You know, but somehow Igbinedion maybe there a party or making on one and somehow, a position, in a way. Who else has reason? You understand the meaning? Who else has reason? Matter the album be Captain Osa, or normally cabo will be say level near assault. But or in Doma. But if you go around, now they have without take nothing without take without, you find people who just stand out in different communities. That here give a reference point to the upcoming generations. And we here strive to be like that or even better than. Man, because we are not supporting each other. Because we are bringing ourselves down. It don't last if you know, I don't wear, me as a fitani here, aware, omona bold no here or here who. I don't know who this is going to make sense to, but I just feel where I need to voice it out to show him in no vouloir no. As a people, there, we need to re-examine omani mahin, unye ni makere, erase ni makere, and who we really are. We need to look at Edo State. We need to look at Benin Kingdom. And we need to try to marry Ahwe. Look at 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20 years from now. They hope in Oro where all do masayo. Ema ni buro ni watch many. Osaba no react not turn it that way. 20 years from now, that's okay here. 30 years from now, that's okay here. Umeso emo na be biele na. Any of them don't worry. What legacy are we leaving for them? The reason nothing done is that where although omoneo neo you erio mo iba kabodu lasifena ya imi dadore. It is not a mistake that we are Benin's. Is to contribute our quota. It's as part of it. And the mere where there's a problem. Imagine an issue na ya soin ni mana siegbe koto, ni mana pulegbe makoto, ni mana nyani egbe makhore ni na imagine ya soin. Or you be spectacle, you be film. The worst part is that where or makbara mu camera da egbe and you give or one supporters. Or money at the where have supporters, you are not going to see them. Not but they do retaliate. Or we have supporters. You know what we are OJ on. Allow. We are so much more than this. From the West. Where social media way. To them it be spectacle. Or Tagiri have ever been lile. But meanwhile, every time we have demonstrated small unity of purpose, people are very proud of us. I think that if we do, it might not devote more time into the unity of purpose. I mean, there is no mountain man has any climb. Because first, the fundamental thing for me is that where mani vie donne ete machin. Ete machin. E do we dom aso bi yo mai. We must remember that. In fact, it should be a difficult thing. No vie do here another vie do koto. But it's happening every day. If you do a environment or if you do, it's so sadly I mix up with other Benins because of the kind of history the man. Imanoke kinati ya natis osene, I mean onyemegbe, you know, ya embrace, ya hold. We are suspicious of each other. And that is what we are seeing in my plant. That in money one day safe, we are not leaving them good legacies. I was telling somebody, and this is very true, in a way, you know, I'm very worried. I look at the future a lot. A money ma bielen you are watching and ibunya gwa kwezedona. Understand me? We are fast losing it, and a donor is a major component part of our own identity as a people. A donor was there now. But the money one day we are not putting in effort enough. I'm equally guilty of that. Enough effort I am here with me in a follow up. And if we make that a serious business for all of us, now I make sure we hold our race together as a people. All they count for something. All they count for something. On ina bolufu agubokba. Nido kwa kene azenode. Or 2024. Na here elected governor. Monday okbewulu. Aswa igudalo. Ni ati barrister Akbata. Here had a major candidate no. Or that's the raw. Okay, here have a boom on him. Or here Hana majorly. Edo State in Akere. Anabi alelu need that doge. Anadu kwekugbe. We are all related. Edo State as a state. Mama, imagine my Igbera 6 million of a population. Mama Igbera. From one end of Edo State to another end of Edo State. Anafimoto say. Within 2 hours to 3 hours. And from the farthest end to the other farthest end. And align. So, and we are people, no, they use the word, Mamaka about the privilege with Nigeria, and a minority Akimaba. And we're all, no, in the 7 states, in the 5 states, in the, you know, even more than that. But we just have one state. And we have many languages, many ethnicity. But, Okba Emayahi. Ema Zeno Dena. For me, do or die affair. Anybody if you do her where a do state where Onona Mahia Ze as governor. Omani has a duty to make a do state better than me no yavae. Only a consideration with that dog. The master where it must be based on issues. Because the history of our politicians are fair. Was apart from a Rao Ali Kiwe Ubemudia. Mama wa many body no where near or carry your bass a governor nyavuni. Now wa me we honor or one making a huge difference. I mean, this is the truth. Understand me, Menania? A lot of people now will say a lot of different things. Where you were. Understand me? Where you were. And you make the assessment for yourself. Understand me, Menania? I talk because where is your one even very recently. I mean, fortunately and unfortunately, I'm somebody know what keep a private life or get to my own privacy. Understand me? Immobile. He fancy to bring my own private life, you know, a private life means a social media business. I can talk like this, understanding and all of that. So, but he, or maybe here, it's not really my style. I mean, it's not. I show where maybe it's telling me what Dr. Marcel or no, just my own way. One, it must be raw. Kenya want me to social media must be aware. You understand me? But I equally respect even if a year and all of that. But that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is that Tony, I've been there. May 2 days, 3 days. Yeah. I think the list has spent, okay, now spent 4 days. So, you go and while you now ask yourself, wait, 30 years a day now, 30 years my like this dispensation in my year, okay? So there are some of us, you know, not buying a door with that nearly that 30 years, 20 years ago, and every other thing. And people can go back and come back and say, well, look, things have not changed really, really much. I'm not putting blame on the current Arioba, okay? Or the previous one. But everybody has a little blame to share. You understand even now? Because at the end of the day, you will not due to Edo State. No can agree at Doledoyi. Data lue say the lucky. Alue say the Oyegun. Alue say the Oshomole. Oh, so by now, every man discuss na even aya dolukbo yihe or when aya all different thing. Maybe why let me discuss when aya ge wan are mu. Only ikwe re na or when the government can ya pay imanene mu na he. All different level. But what from time to time. As a generality, we the people have always been the one not lose. And that is where, honestly, after I want to wear a man where monoru way in order in work when I said the CMN. In said the CMN ne move, runda way, my do you book holiday. Any politicians in him, you can only just make permutations and support or neko we move. The master will have support him or tin na him. It's so arigo ni. But whatever reason or anybody support anybody, he rated that already no. And people should be respected for their rights. I think the case we have to make is for that ladian. You know, talk your own, I talk my own. I argue the case based on the issues. I am supporting this man because where or I'm supporting that. Oni all lie ho. My said you can't be your knee from that way. Cannot relax bo. Lao. E doni here. E doni okba. E mahiakiri. Meme wovi. Umasa ake libi kyo wo. Ya mwe weva. Ya mwe ikesugie. Ya mwe ogman. Arasu we dadore. Nalawo. Imewa. Look. Let us change the narrative. Let allow where a Facebook you know, YouTube have ever fair. Small benefit in the army based on where you go and every other thing. Are they way we know? Are they way we know the positive na yamigo? A lot of positive things is wrong. They have as bloggers. They have a showcase. Now we pay EYL, Onyaga, Otigi, Oligi, you understand it? I think we might combine effort and turn our force for good. Ultimately, Magba will wear the same house. The same house. Magbadi we yakugbe or declare na we Romanian support. Omani we yan support ni me cancel oni ne. We me yan support ni ari anari abi. Aron iva me yiye ni me consider me we me support okpa. Does that make me because of the end does that make me not respect him? Our war. Come na ya rezima o hona me dokba o ma ya din we. Uji o ma na ori ene. Or say politics, my wife argue respectfully because I do where it to our son and kinugba ola. When we don't know or Nigeria, I actually have friends. They declare name for somebody me work is a no-go area. But Maybe discuss other things. Even my say policy, maybe discuss respectfully. Yeah, the point of maybe the point of Mary. Arowi be anyari be edoni ukbano. At the end of the day, ulelife no rueru ebo by dayi. Umusaka nyari be fune mana nyari be fune mana nyari be fune. Umuso omo no wete we yeah, you know, we support. Omagido la warunda we oma ni ati ere opama gbe fune wa ken you here. Edoni ukbano. Ebu here say the guy governor. Aron ba at the time ehiano oyi be keke na me we aga yi mi gbe after election ayi be ti boten ayi be ya no ma ya gbe ayi be supported gbe to grow na pull gbe down at amwe emigbe emi dadowe o me na ya si dadowe bulo me na ya si dadowe wodo and if you do machin ta me na we me I ma unite where o ma be re no do fiu be ye ni ma o no do ye ni ati ere no do pa mi si kan re ikeno ma keke no de kan ne edo na me ma hia mariku gbagba we ba bi oyi I want man LV every man. I think that is what we can be doing. Then I go on here. Many of you may not be aware, but it's in the news now. A Russia, if you're Nigeria students, if you're Dobuvani, ni Yeskuva, Russia has now said, "Iya mana iye odawoko or Ukraine. You are recruiting them to go to war. Iya my way. Iya renew visa again." Even if they can win everything, Russia when you renew visa, they want to take Nigerians and other Africans, other nationals, via Lako. That's a conversation we can have. That's a conversation we can urge our government, urge our institutions to look into if you donate Russia. Na via dio wa de na say this sponsor no na so many ya school we. That should be our business. If you do river, you mama we wanna it Russia a putting your via yoko or ya gbele ya yoko. That's what's happening now. But we cannot have that conversation right now because we're manyange gbe magbene. I think basically we need to bring our senses home. The mommy cannot do le doni isayo. If you are the Bundere UK now, a British citizen, the British government will do everything to make sure we are rescuing him from that place. And the COVID now, so I was there on my comment in Nigeria. I just came, I say 4 months in the Mary. I must say 4 months in Mary, COVID last one. One of my friends, the COVID did not care in Nigeria. He went to the British embassy. When I told me, British he COVID the color you wanna now. Babana. If I am where you tell one na. If I have any British citizen in Nigeria, and I'm with private player in Nigeria, and I area here at the UK. If ne woman who no man anything. Because the British government is treating every citizen with that kind of treatment. Now, a New Zealand and anyway, Russia here, VVA, Nigeria, Ukraine. I have not seen one statement from the Nigerian government. What we can na me way. Me Nigeria man enegbe, manidi edu, man enegbe sayo. Urge our government, urge everybody. Na la wo if you don't yireba, na ya rescue here in Vaniri. That's a conversation that we can have. Na ya tin edo musayo. But we are not having it. We are not having it. But you know, my interest. You know, make competition. A life in a competition. No, na do ma. You know, by do ma. No, do ma. That do when you ya hear here. We not by no react anybody. Na lao. Na lao. And then let's know why get do zare e do na ye uyabo. Like I don't wanna go bad or do it. I'm eternally why they go even your bagu time. Ki make we. Mahia fe. No yu vie done, no yu no ze done. Itani or gini mahia. Whatever we do, privately or publicly, Amanaga you know here promoted the interest of the kingdom. Where wanna go battle le do ye? Where wanna go battle le do ye? But so my ni we when I go battle le do if I saw I man there Arioba, a local government chairman, state governor, not ba. No, or gini mahia fe. Ku when private person or no see you akoto. No si o tiri, no si o ligi, no si o nyara. We go battle le do yi. Wala wo, wagi mahia ko bokumbe, ni maya tendomu. I'm very interested in that conversation. Umweso, we hear something wa lovia viunda, but which I understand. A Bible way or iron sharpness iron. Iron in one. Understanding in ania. You know, when so many of us may not have reasoned it like this. Maybe you were while I was you know, aware I back out of vehi. I'm do eh. Na mukbamu wearing na lawo. Edo needs us more than ever before. If not just for ourselves, but for the future of the kingdom, for the future of a monima beer, when you can't sing, you barak bonana yak be uviye higbere, iviye ma waking we doing. We must understand that. Mami can I build a evoni sayo. Neaya zoze ni mwa, or you wear, there's a minika tasing, or where omone you, a real more. Ni mahia ni ma igele iwelega when you can't na we di ma reke ni makede where I say 30 years and so 40 years 50 years in there reke nu kede we doing reke ni ma right now the uru modia nu yari the next 10 years the next 20 years the next 40 the next 50 years e hope in oro zede no sunu ge na za evada even na yena. Why man said gili say another year say why man I feel with here? Am I late? It just takes each person to just start the process of healing. If I know you na maybe a carry a gbin a car. I mean let's just start healing. Hey, let's just start healing. Because you need time out. Or more better no gig bag mona. No, nobody. Or more better no anybody. Understanding menania. Usalo boa udazi akba ma ori ule, akba ma kodi. Usakba owe. You understand? You get that dog now. So all we need to do, Jesus Christ is where money need be no one or all. Or so long as you did not do this to the least of your brethren, you have not done it to me. Only our woman. It was just basic our woman. Just putting yourself in the shoes of others. Imagine sinuseri nedo make na mas ni mahia sayo. Wala ni wen enita say amene ni mo ta say amene and if you have I just came out with good intention. I just feel where okay the narrative in a change. I probably like to see that where there is small love and unity in the air. You know, no, you cannot sit that you cannot go that door. I'm just appealing because we have a lot to live for. We have a lot to fight for. Every money is not satisfactory. It can be a lot better. And Obi Mahia or ye the Roma. Obi Mahia or ye the warrior. But let's just play our part. I will play my part. It's a promise. When we play away, na lao. Ke manivere we bo. Let us. Ke nivye do riga ye wagima support egbima. Ni me iga o ni ma ya si egbima koto he. Emma. Emenitare na ana mi we obi la we ho. Ubi gai just we share. no money bube make na be me. Eri ata se many one where a lulutan enye takukire se edo na weni wabe la se fena we do zevino yari won ri gbe we guni me de ya ita anyone wahia we say why me you for Nigerians I've really spoken a lot in Benin language. I apologize if I cannot, was going to translate everything I've said. For those who may not understand the language, my message this evening is actually directed, to the Beninese, most especially, and so it's just a general advice. As we are having a 2024 elections, I really hope and wish that we can all look at the bigger picture and cooperate a lot more as a Do indigenes and debate on issues and not really target ourselves or take it too personal. You understand? So because we are the same race, we are the same people, and that's basically my message this evening. So my people, greetings to you. If you are there, you're able to share this broadcast. I really appreciate that. My name is still Comrade Lamtic Monwosa Oreahi. It has not changed. Whenever it does, I'll be sure I'm going to let you know. For now, I just want to say good night to you. Thank you for staying with me. God bless you, and bye for now. Cheers. Okay. Those state people and Nigerians. Yes. Commercial.